Season 15 is around the corner for Destiny 2, and there's lots of changes that are quite a lot actually. There's lots of new PvP changes, lots of changes involving weapons, subclasses, basically anything you could think of. And eventually we're going to get lots of news of Season 15, but also Season 16, Season 17, as well as the new expansion of the Witch Queen. Lots of stories coming up ahead, so yeah, we're just going to talk about all of those. What's up, guys? My name is Machine Gun Hunt. Welcome to another Destiny 2 video. Today, we're actually going to talk about a lot of discussions that's going on within the game. A lot of Bungie developers have been talking about, as well as some concerns I have personally with the game itself. I guess you could say this is like a big Dear Bungie video that we had in the past. So yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe and check out all the stuff in the description box down below. So, what is going on with Season 15 is basically this. Lots of new story that's coming out that's going to change the way how the game works, including story, mechanics, etc. We're probably going to get an extra subclass. We're not exactly confirmed about that one yet, but a lot of people are thinking it's going to be like a poison-based subclass for each character, which I personally would enjoy. I do like poison-based stuff, including like Thorn and Necrotic Grips for the Warlock, so if we can get an entire subclass for that, hey, that sounds pretty cool to me. But most importantly, Bungie has been focusing on a few things that I think is pretty important. And there might be some other things that they should keep an eye on as well. And I think we should just go ahead and check out some stuff. So what we're going to expect from Season 15 is obviously, some sort of activity, kind of like with Menagerie or Override or Expunge, that sort of thing. That's going to be happening within Destiny in Season 15. What's probably going to happen is, according to some leaks / spoilers / really just keeping an eye on concept art with Destiny, is most likely going to happen in a place called Old Chicago within the Witch Queen. So what's probably going to happen is we're going to have lots of new stuff that's going to happen in Season 15. As of this video being recorded, none of the seasonal activities hasn't been reported yet. All we know is just some seasonal changes as well as some subclass and gun stuff. So, there's lots of new stories, lots of content, updates to PvP. We'll be talking about that soon. Obviously, new weapons. And I am excited that crossplay is going to come out within December. So that's pretty good right there. There's going to be lots of little cool LFG stuff. Plus, I know a couple of people that would be interested in playing Destiny because of crossplay. So I'm really excited for that one. So basically, the only thing I could tell you about Season 15 is that August 24th is going to be a huge update. What I do want to talk about is some extra stuff besides Season 15. And it's basically going to be right after, the season. So, my concerns with it is that Season 15 is going to be long. I mean, long. So, most of the time, a season would last about 3 months, which is, pretty long. But, there's still plenty of time to do lots of the activities, new raids if they come available, all the Grandmaster stuff, trials, weapons, and armor, that sort of thing. But what's most concerning about this one is that this season is not going to last for 3 months. Instead of a new expansion, like we always do with Destiny, coming in September or November, we're going to get a brand new expansion coming in early 2022. So by August, we're going to have at least 6 months of Season 15 going on. So, my question is, we have one season that's going to happen within the next couple of weeks that's going to last for about 2 seasons, maybe even more. So what the heck is going to be in this season, and is it going to be good? Is it going to be enough content for us to keep us busy for a while? And what are their plans for Season 15? So hopefully it's pretty story extensive, and Bungie probably thought of this ahead of time instead of last moment 2 months ago. They probably saw this coming within Forsaken maybe, and they could say, hey, we decided to do this a year or 2 years ahead of time, so we planned this out and we know exactly what to help you with you guys. So yeah, there's lots of things that are coming out. What's especially concerning for me is that Destiny PvP hasn't had that much attention. So hopefully season 15 will be focusing on Crucible. A lot of people don't really like Crucible, but there's definitely a strong community for Destiny 2 with Crucible. And honestly, if it weren't for those guys, we wouldn't have Destiny the same way if we had right now. So, we always wanted to respect, like, the community members in Destiny the way we, like, they helped out the game. If it wasn't for, the Destiny PvP community, we wouldn't have Destiny the way it is today. And, a lot of times you gotta appreciate those guys a lot more. Guys like, MTash. You have guys like, True Vanguard, Encooch, obviously Sir Demetrius. You have other guys like, I was gonna say Bombs Clown Kittens, but, lots of history there. And, heck, even, Wish Me Luck. Wish Me Luck definitely has changed a lot, and he definitely has a different perspective with Destiny 2 PvP. So, yeah, even guys like him, he definitely, like, keeps us on our toes on what to expect with PvP and, really look at all sides of the Destiny community with the Crucible. So, yeah, like, for example, we haven't had a new map for, like, over 2 years, basically, like, almost 2 years at this point. Fortunately, there is a Bungie developer named Joe Blackburn, by the way, awesome name. He had an entire, like, Twitter feed. He talked about a lot of changes that's been going on with Crucible. The biggest things I came up with his Twitter feed is that apparently Rift is in the mind of Bungie in order to bring back in Destiny 2, which, hey, I enjoy. Rift is, like, one of the best, like, activities that Bungie has made. I honestly don't know why they got rid of it in Destiny 2. I think that was one of the biggest mistakes that they ever done. And they're thinking of bringing it back and making it new and improved and revamped and stuff like that. And also, it looks like they're going to bring some new PvP modes coming out in a couple of seasons as well. So maybe within Season 17 or Season 18, we'll see some new, like, activities, which, that sounds exciting to me, Hopefully it will be good and it will be entertaining. But I am excited for Rift coming back. He didn't exactly confirm it, but he says we're looking into bringing it forward. And if they can do that, hey, that's a big win for our part because Rift is absolutely amazing. And that's probably going to keep me entertained for at least a couple of months right there. So that will solve 2 months out of the 3 or 4 extra months with the season of Redacted, I'm going to call it. And apparently we will have some more maps within Season 16, which honestly is going to be within like 6 months from now. So, count your numbers, guys. New maps not coming in yet. There's going to be 2 remade maps from Destiny 1, and it's going to be a new map coming in Season 17. So 3 new maps within the first couple of seasons coming in. So hopefully those maps will be pretty good and will be entertaining enough so we could, like, learn some new stuff about the meta. Also, the most exciting thing that's coming into Season 15 is some new changes with Trials of Osiris. And this is especially going to be accounting for 3-peeking. What that means is you're going to either use an emote or using, like, a sword to check, like, corners while in third-person shooter. A lot of people do not like that, and it just gives them extra advantage. Me, personally, honestly, I don't play Trials that much, so I can't really give myself an opinion, but I have done 3-peeking a couple of times, and it's definitely very beneficial. It definitely helps you give an advantage towards what other people are doing outside of the first person's perspective. And Destiny is pretty hard to take that into account because, a lot of times it's not only a first-person shooter, it's also a third-person shooter, which a lot of games really don't do, with the exception of Destiny, and that's what makes it kind of special. But if they're most likely going to patch that out, so I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe you can't really take out a sword while your ammo is empty. So maybe there's a more perspective of trying to get more heavy ammo in order to 3-peek more. And also they're going to probably disable some emotes as well in order to not 3-peek. So a lot of people would appreciate that. A lot of me personally, I can't really say that much because, honestly, I don't 3-peek that much. I don't think people say it's an advantage. I don't do it that much, so there is that. So they're going to fix that along with some other things with the meta. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be a thing a lot of people are appreciative of. And there will be more details with trials fixes coming in August 24th as well. So that's good news. So it's literally within a couple of weeks. There's biggest thing I'm concerned about is Gambit. Gambit is garbage at this point, like the only reason you're gonna be playing Gambit is because people are doing the pinnacle as well as getting like some stuff like ascended shards, prisms, upgrade modules for leveling up your reputation, that sort of thing. I personally think they need to upgrade the reputation more because it feels like you gotta complete like 50 games or to get one reputation, which sucks. Even like getting like 5 or 6 wins, you don't really get that much reputation. I really think they need to either buff earning reputation while doing Gambit, or simply increase like the reputation amounts that you get from bounties. So that's big thing right there. They need to fix a lot of things in Gambit, just some balancing issues. Like for example, they said that Taken Spec was supposed to be out of Gambit. Guess what? Taken Spec is still a thing with guns, and people still use it to take out champions very, very fast. It's very, very annoying. Lots of exotics, for example. Iganagi's Burden could still be an issue, even though it really doesn't matter at this point. Xenophage is still very powerful for invading. Truth is just god tier. It's still ridiculous. There's still lots of ways on, like, for example, certain supers being very effective, like Golden Gun or Thunder Crash, just taking out 3 or 4 guys. So lots of issues, lots of balancing stuff that needs to happen. Really just how, like, there's also sometimes a glitch that happens where if you were to kill an entire place with the exception of, like, a special, like, champion where they drop lots of motes, you kill them, but they spawn back for some reason, and sides don't change so that you don't have as much enemies available, therefore no motes aren't coming out, which is extremely annoying. I hate it when that happens, and it basically makes you lose at that particular time if it's a close match. So they definitely need to patch that out because it is definitely an issue with Gambit. So I really hate that personally. Also, I do feel like, this is me personally, but I did like a lot of the exclusive armor back where, you had like the Invader, you had like the Sentry, you had, the Slayer or whatever for killing the ads. So there's definitely the Collector as well. I personally think they should bring back those armors so that you can have a specialized role, not only making the game go faster in order to do execution properly. Like if you're an Invader and you get special bonus points for invading, then hey, it makes the game faster, so it's not as much of a waste of time playing Gambit. Sure, you might lose faster, but hey, that means you get faster reputation doing that. And as well as, just having a good, like, fantasy play. There's lots of cool roles that you could play, and it makes you feel powerful. If you have these certain armors compared to people that don't have the armor, hey, you've played Gambit so much that you have the advantage and you earned it. So that definitely can be worth it by having some of these armors. Now, obviously, some of the armor was pretty unbalanced. You could definitely improve on the armor coming back, but a lot of people don't like it. I personally do. I really think they should bring it back, as well as some extra activities coming from getting those armors, because I personally like doing that. It was really cool. Okay, so that's with Gambit there. So, I think we need a small update around November, December to hold us off after, within the next 3 or 4 months with Season 15. Back in Destiny 1, during the Taken King, once we got to, I would say, around January, there was a small update that came out with a revamped version of the Prison of Elders. Honestly, I thought this was one of the best updates that they personally had. The cool thing about it was free, and it had lots of activities that people could play, even they didn't get Taken King, which was really, really cool. So they get new armor, new weapons, that sort of thing. I personally think this was one of the best calls that Bungie had made in the past. And because of this made it so that it was possible to keep playing the game even though there was no expansions literally coming out within the next year. there was literally a year span of nothing but no expansions whatsoever from Taken King to Rise of Iron. There was no extra expansions. All there was that update with the Prison of Elders. That was the best decision they ever made, because if all we had was King's Fall and we didn't have anything else until next year, then Destiny would have been dead at that point. So what I think, we're going to have a similar thing that's going to happen within the next 6 months or so. So we're not going to have a new expansion within the next 6 months until early 2022, which is a half a year at least at this point. We're basically going to have the same hiatus that we had in King's Fall, as well as the Taken King. What I think is we need a small free update within the first 3 or 4 months until around the November, December category. And it should be a thing that we will all be happy with. So I do have a couple of examples or ideas of this. The first idea I think we should have is add some more Legends content. Add an old raid, have updated armor and weapons. Same thing with the Vault of Glass. Just making that a priority. Just add in like a new raid back then in D1 or D2. For example, King's Fall. A lot of people have been talking about bringing that back as Legends in Season 15. I am personally a big fan of that. I have no problem with that. That would be really cool. I personally would love to do Golgoroth in today's, DPS phases going on right now. I think that would be awesome. Wrath of the Machine, I personally would like a lot more as well. I just love how the mechanics work with Wrath of the Machine. Even though people say it was the hardest, one of the hardest raids, but it was still awesome because everyone loved it so much. King's Fall is probably harder, honestly. You could also make Crota's End a part of the raid as well. Super fast, super easy. Everyone likes to do super fast, but really rewarding content. That could definitely be a good piece of content for Legends. Heck, you don't even need to make it to a raid. Just make it to a dungeon. It's small enough to be a dungeon, so why not? I think there are dungeons that are bigger than Crota's End. So, think of it like that. Make it into a dungeon. Just make it so where it's possible to just go from one place to another. And there you go. You can make it to a dungeon, and you could do Crota's End as a dungeon. That sounds cool to me. Plus, you get exclusive loot. That sounds good to me. So you can either do that, or you could bring back Menagerie with updated weapons, updated armor, as well as to take advantage of, some new activities to get some new weapons, Hey, who wants to bring back Perfect Paradox? I know I do. Who wants to bring back, I don't know, who wants a, Wrath of Rasputin pulse rifle that is perfect to take out ads? That would be perfect. How about a special slot for, a auto rifle that's Wrath of Rasputin? That sounds good to me. So a Rasputin build made for good guns in the primary or special slot. That sounds good to me. Because the best one right now is a couple of submachine guns. I personally want a pulse rifle. That sounds really good to me. In conclusion, within the 6 months, I think it's a good time to take a break of Destiny if you've done everything. Some people still don't have a PS5, so instead of playing Destiny, they can focus on getting a PS5 and play some new games and stuff like that. Like, who wants to play Demon Slayers? I'm sorry, it's an anime. Who wants to play Demon Souls? Who wants to play Returnal? That sounds like a game that I would really love to play. Who wants to play a new Spider-Man game? I heard that's awesome. Who wants to play, I don't know, all these new games that are updated, including Destiny, including Final Fantasy VII Remake, new update with, expansions and DLC and stuff like that. I know I want to do that, and that's extremely important there. So, lots of things coming forward, lots of things that I am excited for, lots of things I'm concerned with, so let's see what happens. What I'm thinking of is we'll make a personal video on what are some really detailed things we could talk about, especially with PvP, Gambit, as well as some other things, including within the next 3 months, if there's a problem, we'll talk about it. And if that happens, we need to do it fast. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any concerns or questions, put it in the comment section below so we could talk about it. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, check everything out. Thank you guys. God bless. I will see you next time. Have a good day.
Yep. This is so scary. To your right, watch it. There we go. Hallelujah. Hey!
Happy to send the message, Commander.